What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Serie A audio experience with IFTV. We are back with another week of Serie A action. This league is so hard to predict. I feel like any week, any given Sunday, something different can happen and anyone could beat anyone. We see Udinese at the top of the table. They were down 2-0. They find a way to beat Parma somehow, some way. You guys drop points. Inter drop points. Milan, you finally got your first win. And the team that I'm really going for this year, that I'm big on, Napoli, look like Conte's Napoli all of a sudden. And there's a different energy around the team. And Thiago Motta's Juve, we still don't know what to make of that.
Looking like Allegri.
First two games look good.
Allegri.
Second two games, not as good.
Going back to
Good
the
from
roots.
far, but far
But
from
they haven't
good,
allowed a goal.
Absolutely.
They have a what?
How many goals do they allow?
0. They're the only team in the top 5 leagues to concede 0 goals
That's
so
top.
far in the season.
That is top.
All right, Max.
You know why you concede 0?
I prefer
because
the most points.
You
no?
haven't played any tough teams so far. Who did you play?
Roma.
Nobody. Roma, come on.
Empoli's not a bad team.
It's like,
Are we really talking about playing tough teams?
Empoli.
Are we really talking about
Empoli,
playing tough teams? Milan?
Yeah.
You
You played
guys
tough
beat a
teams?
Serie B team.
Who did you guys play?
You beat a Serie B team.
We play Parma, we played Lazio, Roma, we played
Venezia.
Venezia. Hey. Who did you play, by the way? How did you do Sunday, by the way?
I think it's very normal.
You got this
We have
close,
Manchester City.
You
Wednesday.
got this close to lose.
Doesn't matter. You have
against
90 minutes.
Monza.
A game is a 90-minute
Oh, yeah?
game. That's right.
I thought that you were running away already with the Scudetto last week.
No one said
you were
that.
bragging about it.
No one said that.
The triplete,
They're
right?
going to win it without even knowing
That's
how the
Napoli.
Champions
That's
League
That's your
works this year.
obsession.
Kvara
Mourinho
and
said it.
Lukaku are coming for you all. I'm telling you. Kvara and Lukaku.
Kvara and Lukaku.
Uh-huh.
Let me tell you something.
Uh-huh.
They got lucky.
They didn't get lucky.
They
Got
were
lucky?
this
Lucky
close.
against
Listen to me.
4-0?
No.
And they beat the team that beat you, Parma.
Listen, what are you talking about?
They beat
You're
Parma.
getting all confused.
I'm not confused. I'm not confused at
Napoli
all.
didn't play Parma.
They did.
They did.
Of course they
They
did.
did?
They beat
The
Parma
goalkeeper.
2-1.
What are you... Too much drinking.
The Prozac didn't
You see
settle
what they
in
did?
yet.
Your
guys,
son was right.
They're giving me... I hope my son doesn't watch this podcast.
Juice, right?
Don't worry. We'll cut it.
Apple
Send it
juice.
directly to him.
All right, where are we starting? Let's start from Milan. Are Milan back? You guys beat a Serie B
Yes,
team
we are.
4-0.
Hey,
You're
come
back.
on.
We are. I'll tell you the reasons why.
4 goals in the first 30
Venezia
minutes.
folded, bro.
Theo and Lau linking up. A little point too, saying, don't ever put us back on the bench. Pulisic scored. Never missed a penalty for club and country. And your boy Tammy Abraham, assist on his debut. And now he scores from the spot.
You see the big gun from Red Bird at San Siro?
Jerry Cardinale.
That means, hey, business is business. We don't care about what happened over there, the cool break and all of that stuff. You and Teo Hernandez, you were away. You just disrespected the coach and all that stuff. That is over. Now we're talking about business, okay? 4-0 in the first half an hour. That was it. The game was put away. And then Fonseca took his own luxury, even though the expression of Leao was not really conducive to say, hey, I'm very happy for you to sub me. But he took him out because now we have other competition that we need to address.
Makes sense.
Vis-a-vis Champions League and Inter coming up for the derby. So I'm going to give you a quick advice. Stop counting the chicken before they hatch. Because this year is not going to be the walk on the park that you had last year. It's bad news. Udinese is top of the table. Who will actually predict something like that?
Doesn't really. I mean, Udinese was top of the table. Was it last year or the year before under Sotil?
They're playing well. They're playing well. Udinese is playing well. Parma is playing well.
Let's stick on Milan. You got a big game against Liverpool tomorrow, today for many of the people that are watching. How do you feel this can change Milan's season? Let's just say Liverpool lost their last game against Nottingham Forest, 1-0. First game that they lost in the season. Otherwise, they were looking really good under Arne Slot. What do you think is going to happen in this game? How do what Milan do you see?
We play in Milano. We have all our crowds. That is going to be the number 12, just supporting the team. And then I think I see the mentality is changing little by little. AC Milan still is a work in progress, don't get me wrong. But I think I like to see Gabbia all the time on the rotation. I'm not that crazy about Tomori, okay? And, I'm not that crazy about the guy that is subbing Calabria right now. I thought I was under the impression.
Royale.
Yeah, I was under the impression that he was, a lot more consistent for his defensive skills. But I don't know. He's gonna have to prove it to me.
Every Nottingham,
Right now-
every Tottenham fan told us that Emerson Royale has been terrible.
But he can't defend. That was the
Right
he's not even
now-
bad.
0 sense.
I thought
to
everyone
go
would be an
after him.
upgrade after Calabria.
It's not really the upgrade that I was hoping for, but that's why I didn't like the idea that we gave up Kalulu to Juventus. Not that Kalulu is spelling a lot of good.
You look good for Juventus as a right back.
I don't know. So I would have probably kept Kalulu and as a backup, and I don't know.
I'm scared with Liverpool how you deal with transitions. That's my fear.
You know what
Because
I'm scared?
Milan, you
They're
guys
so
don't press
fast.
as a team, and then if you don't get that first press right, you're left so slow in behind. And Liverpool with the players that they have, and then even Federico Chiesa, who Arne Slot confirmed that Chiesa is going to play, probably not from the start, probably coming into the game. Him running at the defenders of Milan in and behind, that's my fear. If you guys all press as a unit, like ideally you're supposed to do, but you haven't shown that so far this season, that's my fear for Milan. But you're playing at home, you can't lose. You can't lose this game. Fonseca can't lose this match.
Listen. I got news for you.
If he loses this, is it a problem?
I got news for you. Liverpool's got weapons. We got weapons too. Okay? So we got speed on the left side, We have the speed, the Teo, Meravigliao. We have Teo.
Meow.
Teo.
That's gonna be a tough
It's
game.
Teo Leao. They call it Teo. Okay?
Oh, wow. Thanks for
So
explaining
we
that
got Teo, and we got Loft two chicks. We have Loft two chicks, chick 1 and chick 2. Then we have Reinders that is in top shape. He's been scoring for his Dutch national team.
Not as good as in a double pivot, though. I think.
Listen. In Italy, we say l'appetito viene mangiando, meaning the more you eat, the more your appetite gets up there. So I think his positioning, I think the way that we've been using Reinders has been a little bit more too far on the backside.
That's what I'm saying.
We need him to be up because the guy, he sees the goalkeeper, he sees the nets and he takes shots. So he's very capable. And,
Guys, okay,
I
he's
wanna
not
take
going
my
to
chance.
answer the question. For Mike and Peter, if Fonseca loses this match, if Milan loses match, is it a big problem? Because
No.
then they have Inter coming up at the
I
weekend.
mean, I don't think it's a big problem because I feel
Really?
Yeah, I agree.
I feel Liverpool.
Liverpool's in a different class.
You're
right now.
expected.
You're at home.
Yeah,
It's your
but
first
It depends on performance.
I think the bigger problem comes if he loses both games or even just losing versus Inter. That's when the
If he
big
It's
didn't-
how
problem.
you lose.
If
If
he-
you
That's the
lose
biggest
both
thing.
games, it's how you lose.
No, if you lose both games, then it's a
listen,
problem.
if he didn't get the full points against Venezia convincingly, and then he didn't give a convincing performance against Liverpool, then I would say so.
Venezia doesn't really move the needle.
It doesn't move
though,
the
right?
needle, but it gives them that first kind of foundation of the season. Be like, okay, we got this win. Let's start a new slate. We didn't start off so hot.
you
But
gotta-
then again, you're also playing Liverpool. Liverpool are also one of the favorites to win the whole thing. Yes or no? So,
Listen,
No, not favorites to win the whole
They
thing.
what was good about
you wouldn't say
Milan.
one of the favorites to win the whole thing.
No.
Milan versus Venezia, they responded. That's the important thing. Leao responded. Theo Hernandez responded. So although it was an inferior opponent, you still saw
Yeah.
the response that you needed to see. If they weren't behind Fonseca, you would have been able to realize that. And I'm not saying they have his back through thick and thin, but they're there. They're going to play, and maybe because the presence of Jerry Cardinale, it flipped a switch for them. Liverpool, I think you have to be humble, and that's one thing I'm interested in seeing Fonseca. Is Fonseca going to say, hey, we can press, but we're going to get caught? I'd rather sit back because I think
agree with you.
if Milan played a more composed game, sitting back and trying
Absorbing
to
the pressure
catch
on the
Liverpool on the counter,
They have a better
that's
shot.
when they're very dangerous. I think Leao
totally
in
agree.
space can be interesting. So let's see if Fonseca is
not
able
that coach,
to.
though.
That's
He's not that coach.
but guess what?
He's not
You
him.
can. Everyone can say he's not that coach. But when you get to a top team, that Milan is a top team, you have to be strategic about how you do it, how you play, and how you build out
You guys
the
aren't
game.
even sure when they said that.
It would be impressive.
Listen,
It would
not
be
to talk
impressive
about
if he
anyone
did
else,
that.
but Thiago Motta is doing the same thing with Juventus.
Yeah.
So, and Inzaghi, we've seen a big difference between his Lazio and his Inter because you have to adjust when you're coaching the big team. When you're also, there's a strategy behind, winning the Campionato, winning a Champions League. Are two things.
The
that
thing
are
is,
very different.
there's so much quality in this Milan team up front, from midfield and the attack. I love the team. And it feels like they can flip this on their switch. They could flip the season around on its head because they do have that quality. It's just defensively, I can't believe they've gotten caught out so many times. It's almost so obvious to me what their deficiencies are, yet he's not playing into that strength. Producer, you mind muting
Mr.
Antonio's
Producer,
phone?
Can you mute that?
So if they do what Peter just said, I will be very impressed because I think you guys could be very dangerous if you played a more contained match. Because if you guys are stepping up on Liverpool, that's where they could kill you in behind.
The also thing, they also just lost to Nottingham Forest in the Prem, and they looked really lackluster. They didn't look good at all. But this could also be a pro and a con because now they're mad that they lost. First time in like 60 years they lost to them at home, and now they're gonna want some kind of what do you call it? A statement win against a team like Milan to put them back on track. So I can see both sides, but I agree with Peter in that sense. If they just play in Milan's strength in terms of let Liverpool have the ball, sit back a little bit, absorb the pressure, and then go on the counter, they have a better shot of doing it rather than them holding the ball.
You know, this is the key for me of the game. You do not want, of course, disrespect Liverpool because they have weapons in every position. But I would increase our midfield by just not playing the 4-2-3-1, just go 4-3-3. Yes.
That's what Boban said.
Yeah, if you just put the numbers over there as an extra protection, just in case in the transition from offensive to defensive side, that extra man that can spell a lot of dividends for us. So I will not really go on the 4-2-3-1 because you open yourself to big problem especially when they're coming from the left hand side. We've been criticizing this team because from the left, everything comes from the left, and then they cross, boom, and we found ourselves in big trouble.
And your weakness is from the right.
So on the right, I feel pretty good. The weakness?
From your right back. Your right back position's a big
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, but when I said from the left, the offensive left.
Well, Diaz gonna have a field day over there if they don't.
All right, let's move on to Juventus. You just brought up. They're the first team that's playing in the Champions League. They tied this week to Empoli 0-0 game. That all the new signings, they made 5 changes. Perin was even in net. Kalulu, who maybe the best player that they had on the pitch was Kalulu for Juventus. All the other new guys didn't really see them being implemented. Juventus started so hot, 6 goals scored, 0 conceded. They still have 0 conceded. But I think that they were very wary. Thiago Motta was very wary of Empoli. If you see the game that they played against Roma, Empoli, where they beat them, they hit them on the counter. They're very quick. If you get caught too high up on the pitch, D'Aversa's team, they burst forward, and Jossi is doing very good to start the season. Pellegrini, they had a couple moments where they were playing good football. So I think it was a more contained type of match, and this Juventus is still a Juventus. I keep saying they have so many changes in this team, it's going to take time. There are still growing pains. You see some sloppy passes, some mismanaged balls. Tactically, the way the team is set up, they played against 2 very weak teams in the first 2 matches. So it's going to take time.
Do you think you guys dropped 2 points, or you were lucky to come up with a tie? Because to me,
I don't think they were lucky.
The last 15-20 minutes, you could have lost the game. I saw this team here cranking up.
Excellent analysis, Anto.
What?
Excellent analysis.
Yeah, listen. But I see him. Listen, him and Grella. Grella, I know is a Juventus fan. So I was listening to the commentating that the two of them, they were going back and forth. I think Grella is more humble. Grella understands that this team here so far hasn't shown anything. Okay, you playing Empoli, you're supposed to devour them like this. You're supposed to just swallow them. Okay,
like you guys against Parma.
No. We're talking about Juventus right now.
I didn't see that coming.
Because supposed to on paper doesn't mean anything. If you watch Empoli and you watch their play, they're a good team. They're a difficult team.
But you guys were coming up from a couple wins and all that stuff, and then all of a sudden you're dropping points.
Yeah, but against Roma, it didn't look good.
All right.
Against Roma, they didn't look good. I'm just saying there's growing pains of having so many changes. Change of philosophy at the club from Thiago Motta to Allegri. A change of so many different players trying to play together. New signings coming in. I'm not saying it's good enough. I'm not saying that, but it's the reality of the situation.
There's going to be growing pains. I think everyone here could say that that's the case.
Yeah.
Thiago Motta is going there. His first time coaching Juventus. First time coaching in Champions League. There's a lot of firsts here. Also managing players that expect the most also on the management side. So there's a lot of things that are very different from his Bologna. Bologna, if they got into Champions League, was as if they won the Scudetto. for Juventus, Champions League is a must. And for the money that's spent, we heard this, even our producer,
$200 million.
they spent a lot of money. So you could have these growing pains, but you don't have 5 years of puberty. You gotta freaking grow up real quick when you're Juventus. You have to be
what's the thing
up and running.
Next week's game is mouth-watering. Juventus Napoli. I'm more excited for Juventus Napoli than I am the Derby della Madonnina.
Or Napoli?
In Torino,
Anto,
with this
Anto,
Napoli.
that's during your church for the wedding. I don't know if we're gonna make the church
What are
for
you
your daughter's
talking about?
wedding. It's Saturday.
Saturday. Oh
Yeah.
my
Saturday.
God. At what time?
12:30.
12
Oh, I'll be able to watch it. I'll watch it on the phone.
on the altar while they're while you're walking her down the aisle, right?
No, the service is at 2
Antonio's
o'clock.
daughter's getting
My
married.
daughter's just
Okay.
going to show up 15.
Yeah, what makes it so exciting? Juventus have to worry about PSV. PSV in their own league, they're doing very well, scoring goals for fun.
Latte, PSV. Come on, give me a break. You have to worry about PSV. Hello. You see what he's doing? That's what you guys are the best.
You have to show respect to the other
Ama-
team.
Intellectual
No.
prostitution. You know that?
Yeah. They are the
Mourinho.
Oh, yeah?
Intellectual
Thiago
prostitution.
Motta-
Let me
I'm
ask you
gonna-
one question.
Yeah, go
Let me ask you
ahead,
one
go
question,
ahead.
and you answer this truthfully.
Go ahead.
What did you say about Italy when they played North Macedonia? You said we'll kill them 3-0. So you got to be humble and understand the team. All I said, I didn't say Juventus are going to lose to PSV. All I said is that PSV started their season where they're scoring a lot of goals and they have some good players. That's it. Juventus are at home. They have to win. My point of the matter, the whole idea of this theme was Juventus have to focus on Champions League football this week, while Antonio Conte, whose team is just starting to click, who the new signings are there, Gilmore and McTominay are waiting to play, are all preparing to go to Torino and make an upset. And that is so exciting to me.
Really?
So
What kind of
exciting.
Juventus fan are you?
The game.
my
I'm talking about
God.
the game being exciting.
First of all, PSV had that
You're
guy,
funny, Anto.
Santiago Jimenez, that Mexican striker who's been on fire. And he almost made a big move, but ended up staying. And Napoli, I got to say for Napoli, they got to start Neres, man. Whenever, I think he hasn't started a
assists
game.
in 32 minutes.
But he has, with less than a half of a game played amongst all of them, he has 3 assists ready. And I feel like that guy's waiting to get a starting spot to really show.
come.
It'll come step by step. Conte, especially the defensive points have to be understood,
exactly.
memorized.
Exactly.
So,
But
You're
they
not
look
playing-
good, man. They look good. I don't care that they're playing against Cagliari. I hate that argument. I hate the argument because you could say the same thing about Milan with Venezia. You could say the same thing with you guys and Monza. You have to go and play who's at your disposal. Going to Cagliari could be a difficult away match for them. And they looked great. And I started to see the passes, the movements. Lukaku's on fire, 2 assists, 1 goal. Kvaratskhelia in this new central role is so difficult to mark. He's so creative. He's got the freedom to go pretty much anywhere he wants. Defensively, they need to stay solid. They need to be really good. Meret has started the season great. He's been really big for them, making some big saves. I'm telling you.
Listen.
We talked about this Napoli, but they're serious.
I
They
was
got
watching
some
the
key
game.
players that I
Like,
don't-
I was watching the
Yo,
game.
one game a week. Antonio Conte, don't overlook it.
I
That's
saw a
only
little different game that you did see. I mean, they scored on a 1-0 with Di Lorenzo on a deflection of it. Takes the shot that deflects the defender.
You scored a
deflects.
1-0 where the goalkeeper gave you the goal.
Cagliari, it was into the game. They hit the crossbar, they hit this, they hit that. If they would have converted in a couple of
That's
chances,
every game, Anto.
relax,
Yeah, I know, you can't-
relax.
Game ended
You can't
4-0.
say like
That would have been
Anto.
a different game.
that's every game.
So it's not that Conte and Napoli, they totally destroyed Cagliari.
It was 4-0.
They got their chances. They were able to convert on their chances, and that was it. Cagliari,
4-0.
they did not deserve to lose 4-0. To me,
Maybe 5.
The final score is
2-0.
not indicative. The final score is not indicative of how overwhelming
Okay,
this
let
Napoli is.
me make the point.
Yeah,
I
make
think
the point.
they're gonna go to Torino. They're not gonna lose the game. They won't
I
lose
don't
against
think so.
Juventus.
They might lose. I mean, it's up to
They might
Juventus,
lose.
of course. It's
Well,
up to Juventus.
gonna lose.
Conte against his old team is going to be
You
really
remember the last
fun.
time Conte went there with Inter? He
It's
gave
gonna
the
be
finger
fun.
to Agnelli. Remember that?
Oh my
He was with
God!
Inter at the time.
That's
yeah.
going to be a fun game.
It's gonna be fiery. It's gonna be fiery, and I'm just telling you, the guy is studying every second of Thiago Motta's team.
Thiago Motta is not going to get disrespected by Conte. I'm telling you right now. I don't understand why wasn't Yildiz playing yesterday. Why was it? Was he injured?
Was
What
he on
happened
the
with
bench?
Yildiz?
I don't know. I'll check if he was on.
He was not playing. I mean, hey, Juventus, I think, is yield independent. It's dependent.
Yield is dependent.
Yeah, it is.
Come on, Anto.
I didn't see it. I didn't see much happening on the midfield. Nothing. I didn't see much happening.
Douglas Luiz wasn't good.
The season is 38 games.
Stop with that nonsense.
It's not nonsense. It's 38 games.
Yo.
You're allowed to tie.
In-
The important thing is, I think when you look at Juventus, the fact that they didn't allow a goal
Doesn't mean
in this amount of
anything.
game, no, it
You
means
need
something.
to score to win.
Okay, you need to score to win, but they have the players, they have the firepower if they
Who?
want to score.
Who?
Juventus.
Who?
Cup
Hasn't
Miners,
clicked yet.
Nico Gonzalez, Vlahovic.
Cup Miners look somebody that just
Anto,
that
come
just
on.
starting to play soccer
Come on,
the last
Anto.
couple of
They
weeks.
have the players.
Ok, listen to me. In Italy we say il buongiorno si vede dal mattino, ok? Let me translate it to you. You started the game sloppy and you ended the game that way.
Correct.
Juventus really didn't
how-
do much.
Okay, so why
to
can Juventus
convince me?
Why is Milan allowed to mess up in the first couple of games, and now all of a sudden they're back versus Venezia, and Juventus can't mess up or slip up versus the Empoli?
Listen, you spend 170, almost $200 million. You're supposed to see results
Nothing doesn't
immediately.
happen
No,
in
it's not how it
Milan.
works.
Right there,
Come on, that's
not how it
right
works.
there. We didn't spend
There's
There's
much.
a million
You guys
examples in
spend
football about that.
He didn't get called up, by the way.
He didn't?
No.
Why not?
Must have had something.
Oh, you have the
Not been
Champions League,
100%.
maybe? I don't know.
All right, so maybe Motta was thinking about the Champions League. So let's say,
Nah, I don't think so.
Let me say Yildiz.
Oh,
and then,
no.
Definitely Inter. That's what Inzaghi was doing.
4 changes?
Yeah, but the whole midfield was different.
But Inter didn't
Yeah,
look,
but Inter
they look so
have-
toothless. Oh my god.
Well, in the first half we had a couple of chances. We weren't able to finish. Then in the second half we kind of
Yeah,
the
you
game
guys-
was going
yeah, it
down.
was-
The change. Inzaghi made his changes.
Did
You know,
like
both-
them?
I can't stand Correa. I'm sorry for this Inter team. He doesn't
you
do
only
anything
played
for
10
you.
minutes. Come on,
He
give me a
doesn't
break.
do anything for the no. But the thing is, like, what was the point of taking out
Yeah.
both Lautaro and Thuram?
Well, Lautaro too.
One
One
of them you could
invisible,
take
right?
out. I feel like if you're gonna go with the 3-man strikers, what is Correa gonna do that Lautaro or Thuram doesn't do?
I guess.
So in that case, he's focusing on the Champions League game and just the minutes.
And he never
So-
played Hakan, Barella, and Bastoni. He never brought
Yeah, he
any
didn't
of the
bring
three
her.
out.
I can understand Bastoni not going in. Really, I don't think that
He
was
adds a lot to your
crazy.
creativity.
I'm surprised like a Çalhanoğlu didn't come in or Barella, one of those
some
two.
creativity.
Zielinski came in. I liked what he tried to do. Couple crosses went sour, but
Do you think you can't play without either one of Barella and Hakan? Do you think always one of them should be on the pitch?
I would like so, yeah, because they increase your quality in the midfield. Just one of those two guys.
But it's not always
Solani.
realistic. Yeah, Solani and I.
You have to give the game. You have to listen. There's gonna be everyone's complaining about it, even Ancelotti that has 50 players on Real Madrid. This season is gonna be very different because of the amount of games.
I agree.
That is
Gonna be
played.
so much more.
You're adding another 2 games.
You know what I
You're
like
adding
about
a lot of
both of
quality.
you? You know what I like about both of you? You always have an excuse, the perfect excuse.
no excuses.
To just show that your team really, even when they suck, it's okay. When AC Milan sucks, quote unquote, boom, 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 boom.
Bang.
What they did,
Anto,
bang.
you're the one that's been saying that Juventus. You just said Juventus. How do you slip up? How do you slip up? Milan, the first 2 games, were nowhere to be
But
seen.
at least we are humble. We admit it that we're not.
You
playing
did not
well.
admit it.
You guys, Motta comes out on the press conference and he says, "Oh, I'm happy the way we played. There are a couple things that we still
Why,
working
Fonseca
on
came out and said
things
you-
like
shit?
that. You know,
Producer,
who's that? Tell her I'll call you back.
just mute it. You know how to mute it or no?
So, but also Monza's game plan was to sit back, stay contained, hit out on their opportunity.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
scored
yeah.
a
It was
beautiful
very hard
goal.
to break them
Dani
down.
What a
Motta that came back from
goal.
injury.
What a goal.
It's a beautiful goal. So when you play against those teams,
But they don't
it's
score a
very
lot.
hard.
They also
the
don't
rhythm
score a
was
lot.
slow from Inter. It was very slow. There was, it felt like a lack of
But
concentration.
Monza wanted that. They were happy with that.
I thought, and also I saw what I think it was Inzaghi that said it afterwards. Like Frattesi's game is more the inserimenti, to get in behind, and that's not the type of game that this one was. It's difficult when you play against teams that play like this, and it happens. You tied 1-1. You were lucky that you ended up getting a tie
At
in
the
the end.
Yeah, we needed to. I mean, it shows the character of the team as well. Like, even when you're down, unfortunately, there's going to be games that you go down. You want to see the response. So, I think the major thing is that you don't lose. When you lose the game, then psychologically you take. When this game that you tie 1-1, yeah, you should have gotten all 3 points. but you can still go with a moral victory. Say, hey, we came back, we scored the 1-1.
There's very few
now,
easy games.
I want to say
You
something.
have to thank my Greek friend Kyriakopoulos. Kyriakopoulos, he was the one that fell asleep on the goal of
That was bad.
Okay.
That was bad.
You know, that one, you could
But
have just come
Pavard,
back with
Pavard could have done better on Danny.
Pavard.
what are you talking about?
He
That
didn't
guy
jump.
really elevated
Yeah, because
himself.
Pavard didn't jump.
He
So,
didn't jump.
like a
He
salmon.
jumped. The guy was out-jumped.
anyway,
End of story.
Inter did not play a good game.
No.
Monza defended really, really well. One thing I would say is Lautaro Thuram had a terrible game.
Yeah.
And if you don't have your star guys that can
Midfield,
score, especially when it's a gridlock the way this game was, you need something out of nothing. That's what makes the difference. Why do you think Real Madrid gets to the final every year in Champions League? Because when they have nothing, one of their star
They
players
make things happen.
can.
Are you
make
concerned
something
about
happen.
Lautaro?
I
Zero
mean,
goals this season?
I think he'll get once he scores his first, everything will become a lot
When?
easier.
When?
Wow.
Yeah, he needs to score. It would be nice versus Man City.
Oh, yeah?
It would be nice.
What if he doesn't score against Man City?
Then versus Milan for sure.
Yeah, you walked right into that one.
It's like you stepped on a rake and it smacked you in the face. You know those cartoons?
And what if he doesn't score against Milan?
I can't do three
He's
times.
got a great record against Milan, if I remember correctly.
Great. Oh, let's see how they're friends. Your
You
friends
see?
over here.
Yeah, I know that.
How do you feel about the game against Man City? In Manchester? Last time you played them, you felt like you should have
I
won?
hope they got cremated.
Nah, Man City is top right now. Haaland is scoring every ball that he touches.
Let's hear the fucking.
They just need a Chedvi to mark him.
Chadby marked them in the Champions League final, and we were able to stop them. The difference I would say is that in that run, Inter were feeling good, and now it's still early on in the season that we're still trying to get a feeling for this new season. Lautaro hasn't scored. Thuram has been hot,
Thuram's been good, Thuram's
it'd be interesting to see. Inzaghi, it looks like from the Monza game, he didn't play his midfield, so they're fresh.
For a
They're ready
reason.
to go.
Yeah.
So, at that point, I want to see a reaction. And the beauty of it not being a final, because versus Man City, we had to sit back and really just try to.
Kidding me? You're gonna sit
Let him
back
finish,
against
let him
Man
finish,
City?
Let him finish.
In the final, it was one game.
Yeah.
So we had to try to maximize what we can in that one game. In this game, I would like to see Inzaghi play more offensive the way that we're used to. At times.
Isn't
At
that
times.
also like why you had a chance against Man City though? Because Inter's is very good at dominating the play, absolutely, but you're also very good at adapting and sitting back and countering and waiting for your opportunity.
Yeah, but it didn't work with Atletico Madrid last year. So
But that was an
you know,
anomaly.
okay, but it happens. The thing is, this is the first game of the Champions League. So
Yeah.
in this game, you're allowed to lose. I want to see.
I get what you're
Early-
saying.
It's early
Inter-
on. Yeah,
Inter
could.
play
You
it
think
out
they're going to go to
early
Manchester
on.
and do that though? I don't
think so.
Yeah,
But I would like to see at times.
I want to
that
see
we
a
do it.
rage. I want to see a fire from their
I want to
eyes.
see Manchester City
It's so-
scoring 4 or 5 goals. None. Boom, boom, boom,
Bang,
boom, boom.
bang.
You could wake up from your dream now.
No, I think Inzaghi's gonna play more conservative on this.
I'm
But I want to see. I want to see a fire from their eyes. I would say that Inter is better than when they played in the final. On paper, the team is better.
That's
Inter
right.
is stronger.
On paper, yes.
Thuram is better than when you started with
Lukaku.
Dzeko in the final.
Oh, Jaco at that time. Yeah.
You're better.
But
They're
they had that
better.
momentum.
The
And we have
team
somebody
is
off the
better
bench.
now. And you have a better bench.
But they had that
and Man
momentum
City
going.
don't have Julian Alvarez. They've
they
know.
have Jaco.
Yeah,
they
but
have
coming off the bench is massive.
Haaland
Big
that
time.
scores.
Big time.
Inter had that
Haaland didn't do
momentum
anything.
going. Everything was working for Inter.
I don't know.
Is it-
If I look at the two teams, I think Inter got better and Man City slightly got worse.
Slightly got
So
worse.
what
Slightly
is
got worse.
What are your expectation for this game? You've been asking Peter. Say, what do you think? Let me see. Say it.
I say a tie.
A tie? I don't think so.
Hopeful.
A tie? I think I'll say a bow tie. Inter is going to lose minimum 2-0.
Oh my gosh, Anto.
2?
Mike, what do you say?
It would be a miracle if they walk away
I
with
think
a
it's gonna be a
2-0.
goalless draw.
Goalless draw? No.
Goalless draw. Guys, what's going
Man
on
City
with
2-0.
what's going on with Roma and De Rossi?
It's a bad spell. It's a bad
Dovbyk
spell.
at least scored. Dovbyk
Barely.
scored I know it was a rebound, whatever the case was. But yeah,
They can't manage games,
look
huh?
good.
They fell asleep after the goal.
Too anxious.
don't look
They
Good.
score a goal and then they fall asleep.
They look a little.
Genoa's tough though.
Very tough.
Genoa
I mean,
at
they scored
home.
last second.
Yo, these teams in Serie A, I'm telling you, they're really tough games. They're tough freaking matches.
Did you see the fans in general?
Oh my gosh.
There was
I feel bad. I feel bad for De Rossi.
Tsitsipas was there too. How
They
come
don't-
it's hard to not?
Tsitsipas.
De Rossi-
And
De Rossi's-
Tsitsipas with Badosa, dude. Badosa was there too.
He's a Genoa fan though.
Oh, really?
De Rossi's on the fire.
Yeah, for
Rossi's on the
sure.
fire.
He is.
He's on the hot seat right now.
Could you imagine?
Not looking good.
could you-
3 points after 4 games.
And could you
But not
imagine
even
if
good
he lost
performance.
versus Juve? That's when we were talking. I said De Rossi cannot lose this game versus Juve.
Jeez.
If he loses versus Juve, and
But
then
Marco,
tie
who do
with-
they
all
have?
over
Who
the
do they
place.
have to sub De Rossi right now? They don't have anybody.
Oh,
Come on.
nobody. I
What do you
don't
mean?
think
It's
he's
under
on the
pressure.
fire.
Under pressure. I mean,
Oh,
hey,
he is, Anto. Come on.
what?
He's under pressure.
Good, Anto.
If
They don't
another,
look
if they
good.
lose
It's not just
a
the
game or
results.
tie or
They
something
don't
like
look
that,
good, and they did a mercato. I mean, the mercato a
spend
little
money.
bit unbalanced.
spent money. They got
But-
La Liga's top striker, right? They kept Dybala. Tammy left, right?
They didn't want Tammy.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who else.
Le Mans.
Listen, what's wrong with
They got
Tommy?
Soule.
What's
Soule was a
wrong
big
with
one
Tommy? Why did AC Milan got Tommy so easily?
because De Rossi doesn't like him.
What is there not to like him? He's got speed. He's got some decent skills. I mean, I don't know.
He's in the right place at the right time. All I know is Roma need to turn this around fast. It's a dangerous, dangerous game that De Rossi's playing with this team. I'm nervous. I'm nervous because I haven't seen anything. I don't see a reaction from the big players. Like Pellegrini, I liked him a lot years ago. Where is the attitude? You're from Roma. You're Roman.
It's one of the gladiator. What is the you
Come
know?
on.
Cristante too.
Show me the power.
Getting the number 10, right?
Ay.
tough.
Was
It's a
there?
tough situation.
Atalanta, Fiorentina. What a game. What a game.
All 5
Iron
goals in the
squad.
first half too. Insane.
No defense.
Yeah,
All
horrible.
vibes. No defense.
Yo, Lookman's so good.
I love him.
Oh my
I
god.
love him. My favorite player. One of my favorite players in the
A little
league.
lucky
He's so
though.
fun to
Yo,
watch.
how about
Ah,
Retegui?
lucky.
How about Retegui, by
Yeah,
the way?
Retegui.
4 goals in 4 games.
How about CDK?
He's 3 goals away from his record of last
Skamaka could
season.
take his time recovering the
How
way
about
he's playing.
CDK?
Good header.
CDK is looking good too.
Fiorentina, no defense, as always. Palladino. You want to talk about hot seat? Palladino. But it's not his fault. For me, not Palladino's fault at all.
Whose fault is that?
The team. They got how
I
many
mean,
new
they
players
sold
late into the
Nico Gonzal-
mercato?
They sold Milenkovic.
Still no good
Diego
Vincent.
They
Gonzalez.
need 1 or 2 defenders to get this team
They
here.
needed the defenders. For how long?
It's not just that.
It's so obvious. It's so obvious.
This Biragi all the time. I see him nothing but barking at the ref all the time. Every time somebody touched him, shut up and play the game, man. Is he the captain? Jeez.
Biragi's the captain, yeah.
Yeah, defensively they're poor. They're not able to, especially when you have someone like Lukman or Retegui that are 2 very different strikers. Forget it. It's like a.
They got
a
some decent
feast.
players though, Fiorentina. Marco, come on.
At least Moiskin is scoring.
Yeah.
2 goals in Serie A.
Offensively, they look much better than last year.
Gosens.
But
Gosens.
it was a defense that was always a problem.
They can see goals so easily. It's like they crumble. There's no resilience at all. And Palladino, his Monza defended well.
What about Terracciano? Terracciano was a good goalkeeper.
I know, I agree
Gea.
with you.
Come on, what the hell
Terracciano
are
was
you doing
good.
with this guy?
Terracciano was good.
You're
I like
disrespecting
Terracciano.
an excellent goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Terracciano did a spectacular job the last
Also-
3-4 years.
I think it's the best I've ever seen a Serie A game look, by the way. The new stadium with Atalanta, gorgeous. Beautiful.
Yeah, looks good.
They renovated it, 100 million put into the stadium.
26K, I think, sits now, right?
23.5.
23?
Yeah.
But looks
and
set
what
of the art.
I heard is they also installed their own cameras. So you see even some of the celebrations, you got really great views. It just looked beautiful.
Is it 100 mil?
Yeah.
It is, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's a lot, right? No?
To renovate?
What am I comparing it to?
I don't know.
Construction cost 100 million is not bad.
Nothing.
but not to make just to reconstruct. Just
I mean,
to
it
add
looks
on
brand
to
new,
it.
though.
Looks good. Come on.
It does look.
looks really good.
No, it does look new.
How did you know that? I mean, how does it look brand new? From the TV, you don't really notice that.
Really?
I mean, no,
You didn't
I
notice?
was not paying attention to
No,
this.
you
You
got
weren't paying
to-
attention.
Especially from outside.
Did you watch the
could tell.
game?
I did.
Oh, I noticed right away.
They had everything covered. It's
It looked gorgeous.
No, it
it
looked
just
fine.
there was something about the game. It looked like a Premier League game.
I'm gonna
Like you see the
start to pay
fans how
attention.
close they are,
gonna start to
and then
pay attention.
and then Fiorentina they run and they guys are kissing them. They're kissing Moise Kean right when he
You can
Martinez
even, you can even
Cuarta.
hear the echo better.
It was
the way the
great.
stadium is built.
Man, if
the echo's
every
better
freaking
with the
team could
sound.
have that, the games would look so damn good, so good. That was one thing I liked about it.
So good. So good.
But Atalanta get fans too, man. They're. I mean, what they've been doing the past few years, they're attracting the fans. So all that money's gonna come back to them.
We'll ask you that after the Liverpool game.
Okay.
You still feel good?
Oh.
Just a joke. Relax.
Unbelievable.
I was playing with the producer. Producer was another.
You're playing with the producer?
Wow.
I was playing
What,
football.
blocks? Yeah.
I was playing football with the producer and those.
Which ball?
Oh my God!
Anto, I mean,
Lazio beat
Take
Verona.
my chance with Mike.
Lazio
Okay.
beat Verona. Tati Castellanos, 3 goals already out of Immobile's shadow. He only had 4 goals all of last year.
not bad. I still don't like him
Baroni's
as a
team is
striker,
good.
but whatever. He's doing well so far. He's doing
And
very
Dia-
well.
Dia too?
Tavares. I love Tavares, the left back. My gosh, he's a train going forward. You know who else is a train? Koulibaly of Parma. Yeah, when he starts running,
Is he related?
No.
No, that's like a very common last name.
Really?
you're saying to Koulibaly of Napoli?
Right.
They're spelled with a K.
Oh, okay.
And he's
Yeah,
with the
one's a
C.
C.
With the C.
He's French. Udinese Parma was a great game.
I
They were
like-
up 2-0. Parma, the way that they play was brilliant.
Hovin, I like that guy.
Tovan is good.
He's got skills, this guy.
Tovan
This
is
guy,
good.
unbelievable.
You remember I told you that Cannavaro told me that Udinese side is amazing? Like the team, the quality of the team is ridiculous. Like they should be fighting for really good things. Now they're at the top of the table.
And Lorenzo Luca, man, that guy scores headers all the time. They're looking good. Their coach, he came from the Polish league,
Brunjajic.
Legia
Legia
Warsaw,
Warsaw, yeah.
and now
Legia.
what is it?
Varsavia, Legia.
No, there's an
What are
I.
you talking about?
There's an I in there, no?
No.
that?
Legia Varsavia.
I think it's. I thought it's Legia Warsaw.
Didn't I say that?
You said
These-
Legia.
these are Legia.
Did I? Oh, okay, my
Mike,
bad.
this is not Greece.
Sorry, it's Poland. Yeah, but his first
Yo,
season.
we have Antonio correcting Mike's pronunciation.
Yeah, I'm
Antonio has
Polish.
no idea.
Yeah, it's a
if
Polish
it's
team,
correct or
bro.
not.
Maybe if you're Polish, you could tell me. How do you know better? Listen, regardless, first season Serie A, he's doing pretty well. And, I mean, he's a German coach. He's doing well in his first season of Serie A. And Udinese to be, I mean, first place. Yeah, we could say the same thing with Sotil and stuff. But I want to keep my eyes on Lorenzo Luca. I think he can be that dark horse kind of player, that sleeper player that gets more goals than we expect, and maybe make a move to a bigger Serie A.
First time a German coach has ever been first place in Serie A on his own.
Well, listen, this
By the
Lorenzo
way.
Luca might be what
many
we
German
might be
coaches have
looking.
there
Pete.
At Milan, you're saying?
No, Pete,
Already
this
scouting
Lorenzo
him?
Luca, we might be what we are actually needing for the Italian national
Let him
team.
grow. He's still, he's got to finish
I
this
think
year.
He's ready.
He's a
ready.
big fella.
He's ready.
He's tall, man.
He's a
Huge.
tall
He
kid.
moves well, but for his height.
Yeah, Scamacca. I told this Luca 6'5", 6'6", something like that.
Check.
Around there.
Scamacca's
Yeah.
6'4", I think.
No,
Oh, Luca's bigger.
I didn't say
Scamacca
he's not.
6'4"?
I think he's 6'4".
No way, not even 6'2". 6'2"
Oh,
Scamacca.
no, he's definitely
I think he's 6'4". I think he's
Lorenzo Luca.
He's 6'7".
Oh my
What's-
God!
what's,
this guy can
Scamacca?
play on the NBA.
Yeah, but Mike.
Come on, man.
But is that like
He's good.
lying about his?
He's got
height?
game. He's got game.
I think when you're that tall,
It's
you
come
don't
on,
really
come
go.
on.
Yeah,
Scamacca's
negative
6'5".
I think he's 6'4". They're all 1 inch low.
Okay.
He's 6'6".
I mean-
and
They wear the
Scamacca's
cleats.
6'4".
They wear
In
the
that case, how about me? What am
Oh,
I?
Mike, you're 6'2".
Thanks.
6'2",
There we
6'2".
go.
Just don't stand up.
Don't you talk to my friend like that. Don't talk to my
It was
friend
pretty
like
funny,
that.
though. Anto. It was pretty
Mike, we're
funny.
gonna beat them up.
Mike is 6'2", sitting down. That's all.
I got a joke.
Uh,
but I'm
what
gonna
about
say-
Bologna?
Yo, I
Bologna
love-
a little
one second,
disappointing.
Real
Oh.
quick about Parma. I love them. I love the way that they play. I know
No,
they
they
need to
play
be
good
better at
football,
managing
yeah.
games. They get a red card. Dennis Mann, what a player.
That was a stupid red card.
Boni, the goal that Boni scores. He's got 2 defenders on him.
He slips through
20
them.
years old.
He slips through them.
I love this team. The way that they play inspires me.
The way he received the ball and then he got
Bologna's a disaster. But again, are you surprised? Are you surprised?
And they're
Are
playing
we surprised?
You know what scares me? That's going to look bad for Serie A when they go in Champions League.
Luckily, Shakhtar's not doing well. Shakhtar's not doing well. They're in like 6th place in their league.
When you say that, are you implying that it's Italiano?
For me, it's not Italiano's
No,
fault.
you can't-
For me,
No,
not
you
Italiano's
can't.
fault.
why are
It's
you
a
saying
squad in
that?
general.
Came back from 2-0 to 2-2 against Como. Because the squad, it got dismantled.
It's a different team.
And
It's
then
a
you get
different
these
coach.
signings that come late and
Who did they sell it besides Zirkzee?
Dirkse, Calafiori.
Calafiori,
yeah.
okay.
Ferguson then also has an injury.
ACL.
Okay.
Big injury.
Their
All right.
coach, obviously. And it's just one of those one-season
Doesn't that
teams,
apply?
you know?
We are at the beginning of the season, Mike, and then they
Well-
said, "Oh, Bologna is the beginning
No.
of the season, so give them time." right?
Okay, but this is a different case
All
because
right.
Bologna is a team that's usually in the mid-table, and now they had an extraordinary season. They sold their best players, they sold their best coach, and now they're playing in the Champions League, and they don't look the same team as last
At the end of the day,
That's scary.
Bologna is a team that should be within the 6th to 10th place range. At the end of the day, they completely overachieved.
Yeah,
Lightning in a bottle. That they got Zirkzee that did amazing. Calafiore did amazing. Good situation with Thiago Motta. Everything went perfect. Yeah, they're a little bit more back to reality. And it's going to take time. Ealing Jr. did great coming off the bench. Great goal. But yeah, it's tough. I don't know. I'm loving this Serie A season. I'm telling you, it's so unpredictable. It's so unpredictable. It's
So, for
very
all the fans
difficult
of
for people to
IFTV,
watch.
keep
For
watching
people to
Serie A.
predict.
Serie A is very exciting.
I don't know, it's great.
Not like La Liga. It's not like the English Premier. You know what you're going to get. Serie A, you have Venezia.
Premier League has the
you
same
have
thing.
Como, you have Empoli.
Premier
you
League
have-
has the same thing, though.
What?
Premier League is very unpredictable, too.
You think so?
But when I was watching Tottenham Arsenal and Atalanta Fiorentina, all I'm telling you is I was watching one game way more than the other.
Which one?
Anyway, guys, thank you for watching.
I'm just looking right. See, this was scary. I'm just looking
Right.
at Bologna's schedule. The first game they tied Udine 1-1. What? Okay. It's
Okay.
Udine, right?
Napoli.
Napoli.
After dominating the whole game,
Yeah, Napoli. They lost 3-0. Then
They
they
got killed.
tied with Bologna. Empoli
Milan.
1-1.
Okay.
Then they tied with Como 2-2.
2-2.
And now they're going to Champions League.
But Mike, Shakhtar, Marco said that Shakhtar is not doing
I
that as
get
well.
it, but you
What
also
if they
tied with
win?
Como.
there's gonna be a lot of enthusiasm for that first game. I listened to this.
They play Bologna or they play away?
Bologna. I listen to this guy sometimes that he's from Bologna, and he said like all they care about in Bologna is watching that first game. It's the first time in like 60 years that they've been in Europe.
Yeah.
That's going to be a special atmosphere. They're going to win that game. I'm telling you, I don't care about their form. They're going to win that game.
Hopefully.
Well, see, Italiano, he has some international experience right now. Having taken Fiorentina a couple times to the finals over
Bingo.
there of the Conference League. So I'm expecting that he's going to probably put the
Absolutely.
team of the squad together in a way that they're not going to look bad. So I think they might win. At least a tie.
Yeah.
They
I think say they
Shakhtar
were.
scored 5 goals their last game, but whatever. They're in 7th place.
How many goals do they have all season?
Let me check.
I looked at the stats before,
Who's on Shakhtar that is from Italy?
They have 14 goals,
and 5 of them came in their last game.
and 5 of them came in their last game.
And how many games have they played?
They played 5 games.
Yeah, so it's not great.
Who played for
Not
Shakhtar,
great.
Mike?
I'm looking at their lineup. There's no one I see that looks familiar. No, I don't see
Nothing,
anyone.
right?
All right, guys.
No.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Stay tuned for the Champions League. It's going to be a big week. And then the next week, not only do we have Juventus Napoli, we also have Inter against Milan. And we have Antonio's daughter's wedding. So
Oh, wow.
congratulations to her.
Congratulations.
And we'll have
Right.
some content going up on Instagram throughout that day.
So
on
how about
Saturday.
we say congratulations to my daughter and Mike? I think he's a nice kid.
Hey.
The only problem with this,
say
I
that
gotta
name.
be honest with you. The
doesn't
only
watch.
problem with this kid is from Boston. The family's from Boston,
Juve
and they
fan?
like the Red Sox, the Patriots, the Celtics.
Which
What about
is
football?
Serie A team?
He's a
Genoa?
Juve fan,
Oh,
no?
he's a Juve fan.
Wow, so
That's
really,
another problem.
Well,
So,
your daughter. What's your daughter?
Yeah, my daughter's Juve too. I mean, she's not really Juve, but she's a big Del
That's why she
Piero-
doesn't live with you anymore.
Del Piero's
right?
fan. I don't know.
You're still paying for the wedding?
Next question.
Thank you for watching. We'll talk to you soon. Ciao, ragazzi.
See you guys. And Forza?
Milan.